Joyous time zones, my Sakonauts. I'm Sako Tumi, known as the Witch of Tylwyth Teg, and welcome to the Monday morning Witchy Hour. Today we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff, mostly banishing and cleansing your spaces and your person. I have a special guest with me, but first we're going to do our meditation. I still need to shorten that thing. Oh my God, it's so long. Hello, Nicole. Hello, Dia. Oh, my itch. Oh, excuse me. So if you have been here before, I'd like to say that it's so lovely to see you guys here. I love you guys, super heart. If we haven't met, I'd like to welcome you to my channel. It's very nice to meet you. I'd like to start this morning with a grounding ritual to start your day, your week, heck. This starts near your domain, and if you've not created a domain, you might want to sign up for my newsletter, which is linked below. I also don't send mail, so I won't crowd your inbox, so you get a freebie for free. Sit with your hands in your lap and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose and hold it for a moment. And as you let it out completely through your mouth, let go of the tension from the night and the grogginess of the morning. Take another deep breath in. As you breathe in, imagine you are breathing in pure love. And as you breathe out, imagine you are breathing out forgiveness. Take a third deep breath in, and as you do so, imagine a light coming in at the top of your head. It enters at the top of your head and spreads down over your face, neck, and shoulders. This cleansing light now expands along your back, down your legs, and out through your feet. It is as if cleansing light is a constant flow of soothing energy entering from your head and passing out through the arches of your feet. You are just outside the door of your domain. The air is crisp and cool. The evergreens sway slightly in the breeze, and the ground has a large patch of moss at your feet. Step barefoot onto the moss. Feel how soft it is. Feel the solid ground underneath. That light coming into your head can now be translated into energy that you can send out your feet. Convert the light into roots and send the roots out the bottoms of your feet and deep into the earth, as deep as you can. The soil is fresh, easy to toil, easy to carve a path down. Feel how anchored you are, how close to the earth. Reach down as far as you can. The earth hugs your roots comfortably, no matter how sharp or curly, no matter how many times they split off. Slowly pull the roots back up the way they came. Your roots slither through the dark, the soil filling in its wake. Pull the roots back into your feet, convert it back to the light, and let the light filter through you and out the top of your head. Take one more deep breath in and begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. When you are ready, open your eyes. Welcome. If you're just joining us, we just did our morning grounding ritual. I have a special guest. It is Billy.
Hello.
Would you like to introduce yourself to the group?
Introduce myself. Okay, so like Sako, I am a witch and I am also a writer. But you can find me here on YouTube, Billy J. Boucher, and under practically, any other social media site. It's the same.
Yeah, we basically like track each other down on as many social media as that we could possibly track each other down on. So I thought it would be super fun to bring Billy on, and we would talk about banishing and cleansing, especially right before the holidays. I would recommend doing it before the holidays and after the holidays, and then like maybe a little bit of good maintenance in between.
Oh yeah, especially when you're bringing loads of people into your house, your space. If you don't want any energy there, if you don't want the energy there that they've left behind, absolutely get rid of it.
Yeah. Let's see, how do we start? I closed my book again, which is the smartest thing I've ever done.
We could start wherever, really. Do you want to tell them what cleansing is?
Okay, so banishing implies that there are negative vibes or negative spirits in your space.
Yeah.
The house itself is never particularly toxic. It is the energy that is around it. My house used to be a house full of abuse and anger and fighting. But when my husband moved in, he has tried very hard to kind of reset it and make it a positive place to be instead of a negative place. And when he de-hoarded the house, which is like the number one step that you do when making a sanctum, I went ahead and like kind of reinforced it by setting up wards and blessing the rooms and everything like that.
Yeah.
So there's
much of a difference, have you? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all the negativity, it seems to stem from negative energy anyway. That's what a lot of people think. So now that you've got nicer energy in your space, like hopefully everything will be a lot nicer, more positive, as you said.
My land has become it is a sanctum, and many creatures and people have come to me for safety, for sanctuary, and I can provide that for them.
No, that's perfect. So when you say sanctum, is that just because you've sanctified your land, is it?
Yeah. I have guardians, one set up in the living room and then one set up in the bedroom.
Oh, perfect.
And I might encourage Kibby to set up a guardian in her room. Partly because it has started falling apart on her. The ceiling has started to give way, so I gotta call in some dudes to like fix some drywall. But and we have popcorn ceiling, which makes it even more complicated. Because we have a house that was built in the 1970s where popcorn ceiling was really popular.
I love it though. Like, do you ever just look up and the light catches it in such a perfect way and you're like, well, that's really nice. It's really ugly, but really nice.
It's really ugly. When I was a teenager, I slept in a bunk bed, and I slept on the top bunk, and I used to have nightmares. Like, nightmares were really prevalent,
Oh yeah.
up until recently, in fact. And, at one point, we only have 8-foot ceilings, right? So, I woke up and, like, pow! And I ended up having, like, it looked like acne, but it was actually, like, holes that were created from the popcorn ceiling, and
Oh,
I
that's
knocked
awful.
myself right back out.
I love that. That's a great story. Really not for you, but great for those listening. I enjoyed that. I wasn't expecting that at all.
Right. So, when I call in the guys, I'm just gonna let them know that they can just they don't have to apply the popcorn stuff to it. They can just
Just leave it.
drywall it and leave it be.
Nice. So, with this whole encouraging Kibby to set up a guardian, what
Mhm.
does that do for your space? Does that deflect negative energy onto your guardian instead of your space? What does that do?
Okay, so I have one guardian, Gorlak, who uh, they basically protect my blanket fort, which becomes a temple for a couple of weeks.
Nice, I've seen that.
Kibby lives with me, absolutely.
Roommates.
Roommates.
Roommates for life.
She intends on moving out in January, but like I want to make her as comfortable as possible. She's thriving, which is like the ultimate compliment. You know what I mean? I kind of rescued her from a toxic situation, and like she was being starved out and emotionally abused and isolated and everything like that. So I sent her a bus ticket, and she took it, and I offered her a place to stay, and the rest is history.
Oh, that's so nice. I'm so
Yeah.
glad she's doing really well now.
Yeah, she's doing really well now.
That's the
So
beauty
she
of that,
has
isn't
she
it?
has this week off. So she doesn't know what she's going to do with herself. So she's going to work on her YouTube, and that way she can come back in January and do her psychic thing and do her writing thing and all of
That's
that. Yeah, she hasn't streamed in like a year. Yeah. Um well, we're going on how many months? She came in March, right? So March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. So we're coming up on the winter, right? So um she is realizing that she has to buy clothing that is actually rated for the weather here. She's like, the stuff I have works for like a California winter or
Oh,
a Washington winter, but
I'm so bad. I'm wearing shorts today. It's freezing, but I'm just awful with pants. I'll just be like, yeah, just give me anything. I'll just wear my summer clothes in the winter. Same. I should really sort that out, really, shouldn't I?
it depends on how you keep your house. Like my house is currently 4 degrees.
Oh, I have no idea.
Um, oh, that's like 45.
I mean, I've got the heating on, but I like to. Oh, I'm awful. I like to sleep with the window open. That's terrible. And it's so cold as well. So my room is like an ice box. I prefer it that way.
But you prefer it that way, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I got you. So, in general, if the place was a comforting safe place ahead of time, and it's been tainted by negative energy, all you got to do is reset it. So I closed my book again. So Aaron Murphy Hiscock actually goes into the different things that you can do to a room, and they're often used interchangeably, but so to cleanse something means to remove the physical dirt from it with the intent to remove any associated energy associated.
Yeah.
To purify something means to remove the negative or undesired energy from it. And then to bless something means to infuse the item with positive, divine influenced, or divine originated energy.
Okay.
Banishing is another way to
it's basically just getting
purify.
Specific and targeted is what banishing should be.
Not necessarily. Like, I like if I've had like a negative vibe come into my house.
Yeah.
Like my husband arbitrarily feels like being an asshole. And then I banish that mood, and then I go ahead and kind of bless and then protect.
Yeah, that's a good order to do it. Oh, actually, yeah, banishing, then cleansing, then protecting, isn't it? Or cleansing, then blessing, then protecting. That's
now, the upside is that it sounds like there's a bunch of stuff that you got to do, but honestly, like,
easy, isn't it?
It's really easy. Most things will do all three things all at once.
Absolutely.
So, like Florida water, which is like short for flower water, it is blessed water that has been infused with not just water, but like vodka. I use shitty vodka.
Well,
and then I put in essential oils and flowers and let everything infuse and kind of like
smells amazing.
It does smell amazing. I use as many flowers as possible.
You make yours yourself?
Yeah, I make my own Florida water. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just get mine on Amazon, guys. I'm an easy witch. I'll just get whatever.
I am at the point where I'm running out of oil, so I might also be careful because if it gets really hot, vodka will evaporate.
Oh.
So my spritzer, I have like a fancy little spritzer that I keep Florida water in, and they're like 50 cents a pop. But like I order them from Wish, so
that's cool.
Yeah. Ordering things from Wish is like a two-edged sword. Oh, good morning, Margaret.
Hello.
I love a chat about Florida water.
About Florida water. Well, if you love that, just wait until I tell you what I do with it. You'll hate me.
I don't think it's a hate.
Well, it's kind of an ick, isn't it? An ick for witches. I just get it on my hands and just rub it on the back of my neck and on my feet. But I also use it to physically clean, which is weird.
So Margaret has a good point. So I order my effects from Wish and from the dollar store. When doing so, you gotta cleanse the hell out of them.
Oh yeah.
Because Wish stuff kind of stinks of human labor and forced labor and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So
That's like me with my Shein clothes. Like, oh,
Sheen's just as bad. Yeah.
Thank you so much, but cleanse, vanish,
Shein is like, we have our own brands, as opposed to a million vendors that are just looking to sell their stuff.
I try my best to be sustainable, because that's the whole thing with witchcraft as well, is like treating the earth and treating people with respect. Well, that's some people's idea of it, but if they had more accessible brands in the UK, we definitely would buy them, but there's just a lack of them, really.
Yeah. I don't want to pay $100 for a sweater.
No, exactly.
So I get essential oils super cheap from Wish.
Yeah.
And witches markets and stuff like that. I have to go like an hour and a half away for a witches community that would have a market. Because otherwise it's like $20 a dram for.
Yeah. I mean, I've experimented with buying from Etsy as well, and they're really beautiful. Everything on there is perfect, and infused with people's personal power, but it's just so expensive. So just, if you can, try make everything yourself.
If you can make everything yourself, absolutely. I strongly advise making as much as you can on your own.
Yeah, because it feels like you infuse it with your own energy then as well, don't you? So I make cascarilla myself, I make my candles myself. Well, when I can be bothered. But
when you can be bothered, yeah.
When I can be bothered, but sometimes
I have not yet made my own essential oils. I have the recipe to do so.
I would really love to as well. Like, I think that looks amazing, but I just need to prepare myself.
Again, it's the vodka base, and then you add a bunch of flowers or whatever it is, the kind of essential oil you're making, and you infuse the hell out of it.
Yeah, I'm really feeling like a rosemary essential oil. That would be really good for cleansing.
Oh, rosemary is great for if you make a spray or add it to your Florida water. It adds like a protection.
It's perfect
to your Florida water, so you can cleanse and purify and protect with one thing. Incense. Incense is the same way. It can be an offering for a god. It can cleanse. It can purify. It can protect. I often do it as an homage to a deity of some kind, or an ancestor or something.
Yeah.
And then I ask them to do a particular action because of the offering.
Yeah, well, my mum calls on the elementals when she does her cleansing, and she will ask them to do for her what your deities do for you. And I just go about with a white candle, brush of smoke in the corners, or with incense. I love incense as well. It's really great.
I find incense being a really easy, but you gotta have like I moved it, something to catch the ash. Because it seems counterintuitive to like carry around a stick that's gonna ash all over your house.
Of course, you can make black salt with the ash that you collect.
Oh, black salt is easily the most powerful banisher that I can find.
Yeah,
I always make my own. So
takes ages to make though.
I have enough like sacred fires to where I can pull the charcoal straight from a sacred fire and keep it for sake of making black salt.
That's perfect.
So some sea salt or Himalayan salt. I recommend sea salt because it's stupid cheap and it's really easy to make black salt out of. Like it grinds really well.
Yeah, the finer it is, the prettier it looks. I think I'm really one for aesthetics as well.
I love the big chunky, like
Yeah, also
there's
get
no mistake that you have salt, like sort of thing. So charcoal from a like a sacred fire.
Mhm.
And then incense, ash, like you mentioned.
cigarette ash, you can use that.
You can use cigarette ash. Cigarettes that you have smoked with some kind of intention,
Yeah.
some kind of purpose. Also, Margaret mentioned my Kickstarter. Yeah,
It's doing really well.
it was doing well. And then the weekend, it kind of like so didn't have any backers over the weekend. So if you haven't heard about my Kickstarter, I am taking my vampire comic that I spent 8 years drawing, and I'm taking it to print. What do you do with black salt? Okay, so for one, you can cleanse an area, not cleanse, but banish an area of negative stuff. The first use of it I ever learned was if you had a person staying at your house for way too long, you sprinkle black salt behind their chair, sneakily, by the way, and then they will decide on their own that they will leave.
You can turn a broom upside down as well. That's supposed to help get them out of the house. Oh, you called in unexpectedly. Goodbye. And if they see you do it, I guess that's kind of like, oh, they definitely want me gone, don't they? Yes, I do. I would like my afternoon nap now, please.
I am usually pretty blunt when I want someone to leave.
Yeah, I'm awful. Sometimes I'll just stop talking. Like,
oh,
do you want to?
I'm like, I want to do this thing that I kind of don't want you around for. You know, like I kind of insinuate that I have something to do.
Just start getting your coat on. Oh, I need to go now.
Yeah. Nicole is a little behind, but tinctures are another instead of Florida water or essential oils, you can make tinctures. I have not done such things.
Yeah, I don't think I have as of yet. But it's a good way to, cleanse your space, really, isn't it? Basically,
not just your space, but your person as well. Like most of the time, I have a witch friend who makes tinctures you're supposed to ingest or anoint yourself with.
Nice.
And she grows all her own stuff. So like mugwort and lavender and like basically anything that you would possibly use for witchcraft, she grows in her garden, which is amazing to me.
That's awesome. That's like witch goals.
Goals.
Right, yeah. I'm going to start my own garden. Well, I have a garden. I'm just going to start growing stuff in it. I'm going to do it. I am going to do it. Come on. I don't have a green thumb, so it'll all be dead by whenever, but, I'll try.
Herbs are surprisingly easy to take care of. Mint will take care of itself.
Well, when it just grows and grows, doesn't it? It's invasive, isn't it?
It's invasive. So be cautious of, because mine was in a
Yeah, a
like an
standalone.
elevated pot.
Yeah, that's good. Keep it contained, isn't it?
It jumped from the pot to the ground, and
No.
now my front yard is completely overrun with mint.
Well, at least you can make like mojitos for life. That's fine.
Yeah, and sweet tea with mint in it.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
my poor husband, he can't enjoy the mint tea because it tastes like yard work to him.
Oh god, that's good. Tastes like yard work. Herbalist roots are sticking out a bit there. Yes, they are indeed. But for the better, because I learned something new. Tincture.
Tinctures, yeah.
It's hard to say.
Tinctures are like, I've been seeing a lot of marijuana tinctures in my area lately.
That's just marijuana with alcohol, literally.
And yeah, pretty much. I don't know if they ingest it,
Yeah.
but you don't need a lot. Like just a touch of it is supposed to do its work. Yeah.
Right. So, do you have anything else to say about smoke cleansing?
Smoke cleansing. I think the candle method is one of the easiest, and if you really want to get in touch with your witchy side, like that is probably the easiest way to cleanse and banish simultaneously. And if you want to reinforce a ward or set a ward, you can just take that candle and put it in the area that you want to ward, and then let it burn all the way down.
Yeah, and for those who can't have smoke in their space, I would just suggest sound cleansing, marijuana, and Everclear. What is Everclear?
Everclear is illegal in a lot of states. It is like 200 proof alcohol.
Is it like moonshine?
It's stronger than moonshine.
What?
Yeah. It's the strongest American alcohol that you can get, and which is why it's illegal in many states, like Virginia. You can't go to the ABC and get Everclear. Yeah.
Yeah, my sister brought home blue absinthe from Spain. Yeah, it's crazy.
I am an absinthe fan. Like, my favorite bar has now closed, but it was a communist themed absinthe bar set in New Orleans. And I had Czechoslovakian absinthe and got destroyed. Like,
what is it? It's like 4 shots of vodka in one, or am I over exaggerating? Is it 2 shots of vodka, like the strength?
It depends on the vodka, for one. And absinthe can make you hallucinate.
It gets you gone, though. That's great.
It gets you gone. Yeah.
Oh, talking about hallucinations, a lot of people use absinthe to induce the trance state, don't they?
So I have a dissociative disorder, which makes it really easy to get into trance, to get into gnosis, at the drop of a hat. I can just slip into it. But a lot of people need to be eased into it, or they have to ingest something to kind of incur. It's much more powerful than moonshine. Yeah.
Nice. I've never had moonshine, but you know.
Oh yeah, share your apothecary shelves. Oh. I have an apothecary shelf in my bathroom that my husband put together.
You have apothecary shelves.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is awesome. I can't wait to see that.
So we'll trade apothecary shelf pictures. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
I'm short, but my husband made the shelves like out of my reach.
Wow.
So close to the ceiling that I can't. I'm like,
you have to get a little stool to help yourself up. Oh God, that's funny.
I have to drag a chair into the bathroom. Yeah. If I need like taco seasoning, which we make ourselves, or I need salt, or anything like that. Yeah, I need to grab a chair and drag it into the bathroom.
God, that's funny.
We also keep fancy bottles
on
that shelf, which is funny. Oh, there it goes.
Oh. Oh no, wait. I'll look at it later.
I'll look at it later. Yeah.
I'm afraid to.
Actually, I'm kind of like eager to show it off.
Oh wait, are you gonna share your screen? Are you?
I am.
Yes.
Let me make sure I have the right thing. Oh, how pretty!
Oh, I can't wait to see it.
Mm-hmm. Flip side. So she has some tinctures kind of like doing their thing. Hers looks so organized.
It's so pretty.
It is pretty. You should put it on Pinterest. Like,
oh, Pinterest would love that.
Pinterest would love this.
Yeah, and just like put a link to your YouTube or whatever, and then hopefully.
And her YouTube is basically, she is a witch of, I can't remember what. It's cottage themed, right? She does cottage witchery.
Nice. Well, that's what I wanted to ask you. Like the Tylwyth Teg, that's Welsh, isn't it?
It is Welsh.
I knew it because I lived in Wales for a long time, 5 years. Isn't that insane?
That's so cool.
It's really, really pretty, but really,
yeah, it's really beautiful.
Yeah.
But everything is like
like double D's.
Yeah. Yeah, reading Welsh, like Tylwyth Teg is not how you pronounce it.
No,
but I pronounce it that way for sake of the American audience.
Pronounce it. I have no idea, but I know what it means. It means fair folk, doesn't it?
It is a fairy city that is underground.
Oh, a fairy city. That makes
sense. And I used to have, when I came up with it, or when I researched it, I was living in a basement apartment and making it my sanctum and stuff like that. So I named it Tylwyth Teg, so that like my internet stuff and my when I was inviting people over and stuff like that, like I just called it Tylwyth Teg, and I kind of like kept rolling with it, even though I don't live in a basement environment anymore.
No, it's cool. Ooh.
Mysterious dream about the chariot card. Yeah. Okay, so dream, like I mentioned on the server, dreams are subjective. So it comes down to what that might mean to you. The card itself has something to do with risk. If you imagine going down the Autobahn at 100 miles an hour or 130 kilometers an hour or whatever. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
And So two things can happen. One thing is that you will get to where you're going really fucking fast. The other thing that can happen is you can wipe out, and they called them meat wagons for a reason. So, it is about taking that risk, and if it was upright, you are going to get to where you're going really fast, and it's a card of success and a card of accomplishment, right? But you got to take the risk to get there. So that is the traditional meaning of it. But what does it mean to you, right? So if it's a card that you don't really know very well, what kind of symbolism did it use? What do those symbols mean to you? On top of it, if you don't know the card very well, maybe it's your manifestation of the mysteries of life and the tarot and everything like that.
It's got some really pretty imagery on it, hasn't it?
It's got a lot of symbolism in the Rider-Waite deck. Yeah.
I saw the Sphinx and I was like, oh wow, this could be
That
duality.
mystery, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
And I'm a pretty big Egypt buff, if you can see that. That is Nefertiti.
Wow.
Massive Egypt buff. I'm a nerd.
So something to meditate on, for sure. Like really, and journal about it.
Oh yeah, but what about the fact that she dreamt it? It was in her dream. What could that mean? Just like a message from somebody, like. Because I feel like I used to dream about the Ace of Cups.
Oh wow, that's cool.
And it was like I'd wake up and I'd just see the Ace of Cups in my mind's eye. And I was like, that is definitely a message because it's a card as clear as day. So I figured out what it meant in the end, but it's just it's cool to dream about stuff. Like I love dreaming.
So they like to say that you can't read or do numbers in your dreams, but I can.
I think I can as well. So it's supposed to be like, reading in your dream or numbers. It's supposed to bring you back to reality, isn't it? But
a little bit. I pay really close attention to whatever it is that I read or whatever numbers come up.
Well, that can trigger lucid dreaming, can't it?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like a lot of people are really good with lucid dreaming if they can read and stick to bits of reality in their dreams.
Not just that, but like we also get into hypnagogia, which is that state between wake and sleep where you are conscious enough to be able to read and do numbers, but you're still in dreamland.
Yeah, well, since you talked about hypnagogia last, I've been trying it, and let me tell you, it works a treat. Like, I've been actually actively trying to do it. It's just amazing. I think I got 1,000 words, like, in a day, and I was like, whoa, this doesn't happen to me often.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Very awesome. Yeah. And dream work is, depending on the person, like I don't do a lot of dream work, but Kibby does, right? So some witches are really powerful in their dreams, and gnosis and dreams are so closely related.
Yeah.
That you would think I would benefit from a dream journal. You would think, but I don't dream anymore. So because I'm heavily medicated and you
I
know, like I
almost,
don't necessarily have good dreams. So they're always stressful in some way, or I
yeah, I
don't know.
used
Did
to,
I talk about my dream magic that I tried to do?
I don't think so.
Okay,
Tell me
so
more.
I had nightmares, right? For a really long time. And I made a sigil that warded nightmares, and coffee is also something that can ward nightmares. So
Ooh.
I painted a big sigil and then threw some coffee beans on it and put it under my bed. And I started living a second life in my dreams. And I did for about 6 months, where any any night was like 2 weeks to 3 months of content.
Oh my
So I would wake up feeling wiser and older, and I like it was stressful, right?
I can imagine.
I didn't feel like I was resting.
You were
So
literally living a second life. Yeah, that why,
I was actually living a second life.
yeah, well, no
And
wonder
so
you weren't, rested because I don't know.
right. So I consulted a friend of mine, another witch. She specialized in time that, and she was like, "It's the coffee. Coffee is also time manipulation. So if you take the coffee off your spell, then your second life should slow down."
Oh my god.
And not only did it slow down, like I took the coffee off and cleaned everything up and everything like that. And then my dreams stopped entirely.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Does everyone have second lives in their dreams, do you reckon? Or just really cool people? Hello, cool person.
Excuse the bump-ups that my Discord are doing.
Is that
There's
yours?
another. Oh, let me remove that stream. Mhm. There we go. So, black salt, incense smoke, and specific kinds of incense can like add oomph to it. Dragon's blood. Let
Yeah.
me talk about some dragon's blood incense. It is the best. It is basically like adding kerosene to an already burning fire.
Smells
So
great.
if you're casting a spell, anything dragon's blood that you are adding to it is gonna add like a lot of oomph to your spell. So, and I just ran out of dragon's blood incense. So Kibby was working at a metaphysical store that popped up in the mall, and of all the incense that they carried, dragon's blood was not one of them.
You're kidding.
I'm not.
That's
So
a crime.
there's a Nag Champa brand incense. To be
That's
honest, I don't know. I think it's a kind of wood.
yeah, it must be. It's either a wood or a
I
herb.
think it's a kind of wood.
Yeah,
Actually, let me look it up.
good idea. It is amazing though.
It is a tree.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But if, as I was saying before, if you can't burn stuff in your space like incense or smoke, you can use sound to cleanse as well. So music,
Yes.
your voice, just clapping. You can clap stuff into the corners of your room and stuff. But I think that's a really effective way as well.
Because so many atrocities happened in my kitchen, I keep a set of chimes
Oh yes, the little tiny one.
And if I feel like it's getting a little tense, or I feel like it needs like a little sprucing, I'll clean the kitchen and then I'll ring the chimes, and it will reset the chi, and like kind of, it's a really easy way to up the positive vibes in your space.
I just sing while I clean, really, like physically
That
clean.
works too.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, you never wonder why you sing in the shower. It's because you're literally cleansing yourself inside and out. It's crazy.
Also, the acoustics are awesome.
Yes, absolutely. Having a little concert in the shower. Why not?
Why not?
God.
So smudge sticks, or ricaning sticks. So smudging is specifically Native American. It is cultural appropriation of a sacred rite. So what we do is we ricane. With the ricaning stick, you can use a multitude of herbs, but the most common is sage, or white sage, or clary sage, or just
clary
sage.
sage is better if you're not indigenous. Use any other sage or whatever else you can find.
Yeah. Rosemary is a great substitute. And what else do I use? I was gifted one that used rose and other flowers.
Okay, cool.
And I reserve it for spell work and
yeah.
I don't know, like I've had it for a couple of years now, and I'm kind of like reserving it for a special occasion.
I'm the same with Palo Santo. That was gifted to me as well, but it's really big in Santeria and African traditional religions, but you know, really strong and really effective.
Classical music, yeah.
Ooh, classical music. I love a bit of disco myself. Burn, baby, burn. Honestly. Yes, burn, baby, burn, quite literally.
Quite literally.
Is that disco music? I think that is.
Yeah. Burn, baby, burn.
Disco Inferno, isn't it?
Yep.
I do love a bit of disco. Classical music, I think you either love it or you hate it. It's okay.
I use lo-fi to
really?
to kind of like set the mood and the space. I use lo-fi.
That's really good for like sending me to sleep, because sometimes I just can't without music. It's
it's a good,
works for that as well.
It's a nice relaxing, or garage industrial sometimes. Like it's work music, right? I will set the mood in a room with that.
Oh yeah, because it's supposed to be really good for your brain as well, isn't it?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I heard that.
And the holidays are coming up, so this is going to be a common thing. And a lot of these fires have like Christmas music like attached to it. So that will become a thing closer to the solstice. I don't celebrate Christmas, but Kibby does.
Yeah, I'm bad for Christmas as well. Like, I do celebrate it with my family, but you know, if I didn't have to, I probably wouldn't. I mean, Yule's a big thing as well, isn't it? It's basically the same.
So my husband's birthday is the 20th, and the solstice is on the 21st, going into the 23rd. So I do a birthday tree for one,
Oh,
So it's sci-fi and Star Wars related.
oh, stop it. Look at this. It's a little
Excellent.
stormtrooper. I love
Excellent.
Star Wars.
Yeah, so Star Wars is a really big deal to us. In fact, can I show it? You can kind of see, I have 2 sabers on either side of the Chinese wall,
Oh, nice.
and we bought them for our wedding. So instead of flowers, I had lightsabers.
That is awesome.
No game this week due to me being a lazy. No, I haven't been lazy. I have been
No,
busy as
really.
fuck. And I just haven't come up with new ideas for the 4th season. Maybe, hold on. Thinking it through upon what you said, I think I specifically saw the Chariot because it is the card that I'm least familiar with. So that's got to be whatever it means. Yeah, I agree. So maybe a message from the Spirit of Tarot, or maybe it's using, maybe there is an entity or a force that is trying to make contact with you,
Yeah.
and they are doing so in symbolism that means
you
the
know.
most to you.
Yeah.
So also my wedding was a Star Wars wedding. Absolutely. Often find it easier to figure things out when chatting about it with people. So thank you. Bouncing ideas off of other witches and other pagans is like
It's
totally
nice to have a community, isn't it?
It's nice. Yeah.
And that's what I found about YouTube. Community is everything. I'm loving it. Loving my time here.
It's wonderful. So my Kickstarter, which is my vampire comic, it's about a Japanese American firefighter turned vampire and then thrown into the proverbial wood chipper that is vampire politics. If you are interested in checking it out, it is in the link is in the description below. I strongly recommend you scope it out. And we have 2 minutes left of the stream. Is there anything that you would like to advertise, like on the way out?
Absolutely not. Just your comic. That's what I want to advertise. Sorry, I think we went off the
Gotta
tangent.
run. Thanks for a great coffee hour. Thanks for hanging out. And you know what? I'm just gonna wrap things up. If you liked this video at any point, I encourage you to hit the like button. And if you would like to see more videos like this one, I encourage you to subscribe and maybe even ring that bell on the off chance that YouTube actually notifies you when I go live. And I will catch you guys on the flip side.